They were the best of stores. They were the worst of stores. It was the age of growth. It was the age of entitlement. It was the epoch of generosity. It was the epoch of incredulity. It was the season of new stores. It was a season of that's not what I wanted. It was the spring of grand openings. It was the winter of imagined traffic jams. We had most everything we needed, but some say they had nothing they wanted. We were living in a retirement heaven, but some believe they were living in a place the other way. In short, the things we want are coming. Just don't put them in my backyard. This is the new Walmart at 44 and Morse. It's very close to opening up, perhaps 3, maybe 4 weeks until it opens. I've driven by and seen inside the doors. They've got the shelves up, the same thing in the gas stations. There's dozens of cars parked out front every day, so I'm assuming that they're also stocking the shelves. Of course, people are worried about the traffic. Perhaps the traffic will be just like it was at Costco that everybody was afraid of. It didn't turn out to happen. There are 3 new Walmart stores coming to the Villages. 2 Walmart neighborhood markets, one on 42 and one on 466, and the Super Walmart at 44 and Morse Boulevard. In the upper left corner of the screen is State Road 44. This is the lot near Phillips Villas that a Walmart neighborhood market is going to be built. Coming into view is Phillips Villas. This is a rather large courtyard villa community at the north end of CDD 4. There's only one entrance into it, and that's this road that's going to go by where the Walmart neighborhood market is. Now, you can't help but wonder, didn't they think something is going to go here? As we get to the next clip, you'll see that there are 4 lots there, and the commercial district that's already built in the Mulberry Grove area. So I'm not sure what they expected, but I guess it was not in my backyard. The store is still several months away before even starting. And of course, anybody could have stopped this from being built. All they had to do was come up with the money to buy the land from the developer, and they can do with the land with as they want at that point. But since nobody did, the landowner exercised their rights and did what they wanted to with the property. This is the Walmart neighborhood market under construction on 466. It's directly across from the Village of Spring Arbor family residential area built by the Villages. And of course, the complaints of the added traffic have already started. This neighborhood market will be accessible by golf carts from the development just to the south of it, but not from the Villages. The only one that will be Villages accessible is the one up on State Road 42. The one at 44 and Morse will not be accessible by golf cart. Let's head way to the south now, where they're building a bridge over the Florida Turnpike on County Road 470. The approach on the east side is complete. Now they just need to pave it. The bridge abutments on both sides are done, ready for the beams to be put in place so they can build the road surface on top of that. On the west side, they're still working on the approach. Once they complete this approach, then they'll pave it. Same thing on the other side. At that point, they'll be ready to start placing the girders or the beams that support the roadway across the turnpike. That'll require the turnpike to be shut down for a couple of hours for a couple of nights so that they can do the work. And then they'll surface it, and then they'll continue to move on, just like they did with the Bexley Bridge. I'll zoom in now into the area where the Turnpike off-ramp and County Road 470 meet, and you'll see that they've erected this big structure here. What is it? Well, it's going to be a sign that says, "Welcome to the Villages," or something like that, and who knows what else it'll say. I'm sure that they've got something special planned because it is quite huge. Here's another view of it from County Road 470. This is definitely a huge sign. Let's move a little ways to the north to 466A, where they're building a Twisty Treat ice cream store. This is the new Twisty Treat that's being constructed up on 466A, right next to the Circle K, which is basically directly across from Culver's. As you can see, the building looks a little rough. Apparently, we're not getting a new Twisty Treat. We're getting a recycled one because the exterior fiberglass shell that makes up this building has been used before, and they've just moved it to this new location. Personally, I think I'll stick with Darlin's Sweet Shop. I really love their Zanzibar chocolate, even though I don't eat it as much as I used to. Here's a close-up view of the fiberglass shell where you can see that it was actually reused at another location and just moved here. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, just a little unexpected. Here's another look from a little farther away where you can see what's around it. But more importantly, as we back up, we look at this lot, and something new is coming to this lot, I've just found out. And what is that? Well, here it is. It's Chick Fil A. They're going to be building a store at this location. They're taking both lots that are there, so they're going to have a big parking lot as well as their drive-through restaurant. Just for references, this is Winn-Dixie that we're looking at now in the background, and then we have a Bank of America bank. You can see the Gold Dome building, that's where the library is, and the county offices, and coming up is the new Home Depot, and we'll rotate around a little bit farther. We see the intersection of Powell Road and 466A, and of course the Wawa in the background. Let's face it, we're not as young as we once were. Climbing those old-fashioned attic stairs to get the Christmas decorations down or to stow those family treasures is just too dangerous. Majic Stairs is the safer alternative. Real steps with safety rails at a safer angle and safety rails in the attic provide the safest attic access available. Having troubles getting things to and from the attic? The Majic Attic Lift can be there to help. Designed by Villages resident Ron Berner, every Majic Stairs and Majic Attic Lift is custom built in their Ocala, Florida factory and installed by their technicians. Why take chances? For less than the cost of one emergency room visit, you can have Majic Stairs installed in your home. Majic Stairs, the safer, more convenient alternative. Let's run up now to the village of Water's Edge, where recently a sinkhole opened up in one of the retention ponds. Just beyond this excavator, you can see the sinkhole. We'll come back to it in just a minute. So this sinkhole opened up recently, and it drained this retention pond. Because of its location, I don't believe it's related to the drains or anything like that. It's definitely probably a sinkhole. What you'll see when we go over and look inside, though, is that it's full of debris now, and there's standing water in it. This tells me that as the water came cascading through, it eroded the limestone and entrained debris with it, and it's basically plugged itself. Now they're working with the excavator to fill it in. At the very end of the clip, when the camera rotates up, you'll see that there's a big pile of fill that they're using to help fill that in. As you can see the bottom of this hole. So it's not the big bottomless pit some people tell you it is. This is not an unusual occurrence here in Florida, as the whole state sits on a limestone peninsula with water running through it. There's two aquifers mainly that run through it. This happens frequently. Just look at any map of Florida, and if you see a round lake, it's probably the results of a sinkhole. And no, this isn't going to swallow anybody's house, but I wouldn't walk near it until they get it filled with concrete and stabilized, just because the ground might be a little unpredictable. Let's head down to the Middleton area now and take a look at the Publix that's being built, as well as the Hamlin Hotel. Across the street from the Middleton High School and the Tracy Performing Arts Center, they're building the Hamlin Hotel. Here you can see they're starting on the 5th floor. This was taken about a week ago. The 5th floor is now done, and I happen to notice today that they were working on the 6th floor. If you look carefully, you'll see a guy working on a lift outside the building. This is on the 5th floor. I've done this work one time that high up. Never again. Scared me to death. We'll rotate around now, and we'll get a look at the Publix that they've started work on here in Middleton. The main parking lot is done, and now they're working on the asphalt for the area behind the store. Now, what's going in this area to the right of the store? No idea yet. I found nothing about it, but obviously it'll be something, maybe not this year, maybe not next year, but in due time. So that was the east side of Middleton. Now we're going to go over to the west side of Middleton and see some of the work that's going on over there. The brick building on the right is where duck pin bowling is going. These three orange-colored buildings are additional commercial space that's being built in Middleton. At the top of the screen, you can also see where Publix is being built, as well as the Hamlin Hotel in the upper right corner. This next big building coming into view is the pre-K. As we rotate around, we'll see the K through 8 school. And then we're going to take a look at another area that's being built, something that just recently came up in the documents online. 2 20-unit apartment buildings. And then there's these 15 lots just to the south of these yellow apartment buildings. It appears to be duplexes. I say that because of the size of the lot and the unusual way that they're being drawn on this drawing. So on both sides of Dr. Randy McDaniel will be the apartments, and then as we fly over, we see what appears to be duplex residential units. But then again, when you see the truck on the upper left corner, it could be much larger than duplexes. It could be quadplexes. We'll have to watch this carefully and see. The apartments that were originally supposed to be built in this area are gone, as are the townhouses that were replaced by that parking lot we flew over. The trailers that you see on the screen are carrying sections of wall that will be placed between the apartments and the duplex units. And this is the boathouse, and it's supposed to have a nice restaurant in there. And here again is where we see the apartments are going to be going on both sides of Randy McDaniel Drive.
So we all know when people move into their homes, especially in Florida, we're limited for storage space. So what we do is we come in and help create storage space by maximizing what is currently available in their kitchens and their closets and other rooms. So a few of the things that we really pride ourselves on is communication with the customer, and our attention to detail is second to none. If you're looking to transform your kitchen, closet, or any other space in your home, give us a call or check out our website to book an appointment.
Here's the construction going on for the new retail buildings on Middleton Drive, just north of Victory and Four Rivers and Middleton 24. Down that road is where Publix is going. Very special looking building here. Who knows what's going to be in there. And then we look farther down the street. Again, here's that road for Publix. And then we're going a little bit farther to the north. And that's the other entrance into Publix, and of course the bank. We'll rotate around to the north, and then we'll look at the coffee shop. Here's the coffee shop. Still waiting on work to begin on this. Let's take a quick look inside. I'll walk up to it, and you'll get a good look inside the door. Okay, maybe not through the door, but through the window. And as we look through the window, we can see it's still dirt. So it's still going to be a while before this coffee shop opens, but a lot of people are really looking forward to it. Good cup of coffee is always a good thing. This is a view from the opposite direction. We saw these buildings in the previous segment when we were looking from the west side of Middleton. Let's head a little farther south now. This is the area just south of the Charter High School in Middleton. We're starting out at the traffic circle at the intersection of Bexley Trail and Landstone Boulevard, and as we head north, we're flying over future residential area for the families in Middleton, and then we get a look at the construction site for Church at the Springs. As we rotate to our west, we see Bar Boulevard. This is the same Bar Boulevard that comes out of the south end of Eastport. It winds around and eventually goes into another section of Middleton. They've already built the bridge to go into this new section of Middleton. You can see it at the top of the screen. The bridge has obviously a multimodal path going across it. The big black area, that's a big retention pond. We'll rotate around slowly and get a good look. Some of the retention ponds are already filled. This line of trees is a natural body of water called Dry Creek. There's a walking path crossing it. And as we continue farther south, we get to see the bridge for Bexley Trail as it continues on into this section of Middleton before turning south. This new bridge also appears to have multimodal lanes. As we rotate around, this is more of the villages. I don't believe this is going to be part of Middleton on the south side of Bexley Trail. And we'll rotate around and we're going to head back to Landstone Boulevard. In the upper right-hand corner, there's going to be a driving range, and then to the south of it will be another 27-hole golf course. I believe that's going to be the Palms Golf Course. This is the area where that golf course and driving range are going to be. And as we rotate back, we see this site right here. This is where a golf course maintenance facility is going to be, but then you see these 3 markers here. That's the foundations for a cellular communications tower. This tower is about 2 1/3 miles south of the cellular tower in the village of Oak Hollow. While I've never experienced any difficulties with cellular coverage in my travels down in this area, I have heard some people in the Shady Brook area complain about poor cellular service. And this is again the traffic circle at Bexley Trail and Landstone. Now let's move a little bit to the north to the village of Lakeview. Lots in Lakeview recently went up for sale. This is the north entrance into Lakeview, coming from where the golf course driving range and the Eastport Hotel are located. We'll fly along the waterfront, and you'll see they had some really nice lots for sale. All the water view lots, they went quickly. All the golf course view lots, they went quickly. There's currently about 3 dozen interior lot sites still available. Most of them are less than $10,000 for a lot premium. These interior lots are ideal for people who want to do a custom build but don't want the expense of a view lot. Coming up is the recreation facilities and the postal station for the village of Lakeview. And we're going to fly along the golf course. Now, one of the things that has my attention is that there's an entrance from Marsh Bend Trail, and it follows this road all the way up to Eastport. Will this become a cut-through? I don't know, but it sure stands to reason that it might become a traffic issue for the residents living in Lakeview. Here's the entrance once again, coming from the Eastport Hotel and golf course driving range. As I back out of the area, you see what a nice view many of these properties have of Central Lake and their close proximity to the Eastport downtown area. As I rotate around, you see this gray area. This is another section of homes that's going in. Right now they're bringing in fill and grading the lots so they have proper drainage. Now what kind of homes are going to be there? I don't know exactly for sure. The lot sizes are kind of confusing, but it probably is either going to be courtyard villas or maybe even garden villas. As we've been rotating around, we saw some of LaGrange North, the village of Oak Hollow, and more of the village of LaGrange South. Black Dog Garage Floors, the best flooring choice for your garage. 3/8 inch thick copolymer interlocking textured tiles made in the USA gives your garage that custom look everyone will love, and all for about the same price or less as those pretty paint jobs. Available in a variety of colors and installs in hours, not days. This tough, easy to clean flooring system is resistant to most solvents, battery acid, gas, oil, and moisture, and even if it does get damaged, it's easily repairable by simply replacing a tile. Black Dog Garage Floors. It's not just another pretty paint job. All right, let's look at something new. We're going to go to the west side of Hammock at Finney and see the work going on with the rerouting of US 301. Here it is right here. Hammock at Finney is on the right. The tan line going across the top of the screen is the roadbed that they've started on grading. The roadbed appears to be about 1/4 of a mile from these houses. It's going to continue up to the right and meet up with the existing US 301 roadway just to the west of the church. I'll rotate around and we'll follow the roadbed off to the southwest for just a short ways. The rerouting of US 301 will eventually meet up with the existing 301 at Industrial Park Drive. Industrial Park Drive is where the Rick Scott Industrial Park is located. Current plans show a traffic light at that intersection. As we rotate to the left, this is the Marlino Tool Industrial Park. and you can see the water tower that was built a few years ago to service this area. Rotating back around at the top of the screen, you can see many of the buildings in the Rick Scott Industrial Park. The grid work of roads at the top of the screen will be the Coleman Ridge development. That's another family-oriented development being built by the Villages. This is another look at the roadbed as it continues up to the northeast. This is the first phase being done. The next phase will be from Industrial Park Drive down to County Road 470, and then they'll do the section from the north end of this all the way up to the Florida Turnpike. Let's go back over now to 470 and the Turnpike and look at the widening of County Road 470 from 2 to 4 lanes. The road going across the screen is temporary County Road 470. As you can see, they've started some work on this side of the power lines going all the way to the Turnpike that we're looking at here. This is all part of Lake County, not Sumter County. And you can see there's the bridge that they're working on. This is the widening of County Road 470 to 4 lanes. They've actually already built 2 multimodal tunnels underneath this, and they're building the road on top of it now. There's a lot of effort going into widening this. Obviously, they still have to put the other span on. We looked at that earlier in the video. But once they do, this will go all the way down to where the new Fire Station 49 is. And then you'll hang a right through the traffic circle and go up McNeil Drive. There's the first of the multimodal tunnels. And coming up is the second of the multimodal tunnels. And you can see up in the upper left corner of the screen, that's Fire Station 49. They've obviously got some big plans for this area. Nothing's come out yet in the documents that I'm searching through, but as soon as they do, I'll let you guys know exactly what I find. But obviously, they are working real hard to make this ready. The only thing I've seen is a telecommunications station up at McNeil and Central Parkway. The next 3 clips we're going to see are of CDD 16. That's the area boxed here. We're going to look at the northern section first, and then the southern section. In the northern section, this is the route we're going to take. I blew this up just to make it easier to see. You can see all the residential properties, and the big white areas are the golf course areas. So we're going to look at all those. The little map that's in the corner has the greens and the tee boxes highlighted for the golf courses. But this gives you a better idea of what you're looking at on the map. So here goes. We'll start this segment out at the intersection of Bexley Trail and Corbin Trail, right by the Farragut ball fields. One of the first things we see is them putting in the deep underground utilities or storm drains in this designer community. This section of the roadbed for Corbin Trail already has curbs on it, and you can see the multimodal path that parallels Corbin Trail through this section. As I continue to follow Corbin Trail, you'll see as we get farther along, the road is less constructed and more of the preliminary work is still going on. As we approach the intersection of McNeil Drive, you can see the traffic circle is under construction, and this is also the location for the Rock and Roll Village Recreation Center that's going to be built. Now we'll follow the roadbed from McNeil Drive up to Bexley Trail. Across the top of the screen is the village of Edenfield and LaGrange and Bexley Trail. We're back to where we started, and now we're going to loop around the area to the south of Corbin Trail. That's Central Parkway along the upper right corner of the screen. The details on the map in the lower left corner are only the golf courses. The residential areas aren't shown. We're coming back to the intersection of Corbin Trail and McNeil Drive, where the Rock and Roll Village Recreation Center is going to be built. We're still easily over a year away before we even consider any residential building happening in this area. Here's another look at that residential area near Eastport that's undergoing grading. Again, we don't know what it's going to be there. It's either going to be courtyard villas probably or garden villas. Here's another look at the village of LaGrange. The next two segments are a flyover of the Timberland and Lakes golf courses on the right, and then a hole-by-hole flyover of the Honeysuckle and Beautyberry executive courses on the left. On this map, you can see all the residential subdivisions that these golf courses intertwine around. I'm also going to give you a couple of quick looks at the Mustang Recreation Center that's currently under construction in this area. We'll look at the Lakes and Timberland golf courses in just a second. This is Bush Boulevard going across the center of the screen. As we rotate around, we'll see the Long Prairie Recreation Area and Postal Station, and coming up is the Mustang Recreation Center. They've got the trusses up, they've actually got the sheeting up on the roof now, and they're getting ready to start shingling it in the next couple of days. On the back corner of this traffic circle coming up is where another regional recreation center is planned to be built. The cleared area coming up is the Lakes Executive Course. It's a 27-hole course. and it's obviously still early in development. As we get across the road, now we get to the Timberland Executive Golf Course, and it's a par 29 based on the drawings that have been put out from the villages. That's the new fire station number 49. As you can see, this area with these 4 executive golf courses is huge. It's comprised of the village of Long Prairie, Merritt Field, and Farmstead. Up ahead is the intersection of Central Parkway and Bexley Trail, and beyond it is Eastport. We're going to take a long leisurely flight down to the south end and take a look at the Mustang Recreation Center, then head north, and then we're going to fly all 18 holes of these 2 golf courses in the order of play so you can get a feel for what the course looks like. This appears to be a veranda community based on the width of each of the lots. While I can't say with 100% certainty, I would anticipate the village of Long Prairie coming on the market with sales of lots sometime in mid to late March. Here we have the Mustang Recreation Center once again. This was shot about a week before the previous shot of the Mustang Recreation Center. Because of the location of the starter shack coming up and the construction going on around it, I don't expect these 2 courses to open up until sometime in late March at best. We'll start our hole-by-hole fly with the Honeysuckle 9.
Hi, I'm Jeff Monash with Village Air Filters. Are you tired of wasting money on throwaway paper air filters? I can save you money with my lifetime permanent washable air filters. Just buy it once and never buy another air filter again. Rinse it out and then just slide it right back in. My filters are custom made in the US and they have a lifetime warranty. Give me a call at 352-388-1230 or visit my website at villageairfilters.com.
The tee boxes look like they do because they were recently aerated and sanded. Now we'll start the beautyberry knot. As we're starting to wind down, I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. As always, I'd ask you to support my sponsors because without their help, these videos simply wouldn't be possible. And if you do happen to need their services and you contact them, let them know that you heard about them from Gold Wingnut. Oh yeah, and hang around after the video credits for a low-level fly-around of the banks of Central Lake where I show you all of Eastport and how it looks from the water. As is my custom, I leave you with the following thoughts. Life is short, power is fleeting, physical beauty lasts only a very short while. All of us who live long enough will also become weak and very vulnerable at some point. So let us be humble and help the sick, the weak, and the vulnerable. For one day, we too will also exit. So let us do it with humility, dignity, honor, and the knowledge that through our actions, we have left this world a much better place. I'm Don Wiley. Have a great day.